Good afternoon guys, welcome back to the channel. And today you might remember this Golf which blew up on the dyno in spectacular fashion. So yeah, so today I've got his engine semi-built, so we're going to wheel this in and put his new engine in it. And while we're there, we'll show you what happened to the old engine. I mean, there's not much you can sort of deduce from what happened, but we'll show that anyway. Let's get on with it. Things to we'll have to put on before we can start putting it in now. Can't we do? Stop putting it in now, can't we do? Can't we do? Stop putting it in now. Here we go. Take 3. Up, yeah?
No, down. I want to put the wood on. Better.
There we go. Jesus. I'm just being a nice guy and just repairing his air straps. So basically just going to depin this. We've got 2 new ones here. Well, 2 spare ones. Some small details in it. And then we shouldn't be far off starting up. So we're just whizzing through this, almost done. So we're just going to put oil in, we've just got to put coolant in, obviously the battery on, then prime the oil pressure. Obviously the intake's got to go on first. Prime for oil pressure, so how we do this, we just disconnect the coil packs, we remove the fuel pump as well, the PM4, we just unclip it. So obviously there's no fuel going through, and then just crank it over and just build oil pressure, obviously because it's a new fresh engine. Not only that, to get oil in the turbo before we start it. So not long to go, but yeah, hopefully the next video we will have it started. Okay, so we're all plumbed in. You have to prime it anyway. And we're ready to prime it. Yeah, I pulled the fuse from the fuel pump. So we're just going to prime oil pressure first. You ready? Yeah. Oh, hang on, I know what it is. It's got a kill switch. Right, let's try that again. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh. Fucking battery's dead. Yeah. It's on tight, yeah. Oh, it is on tight, isn't it? 'Cause we... bollocks. Okay, are we ready? Take two. Okay, take two. Ready?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just priming for oil pressure. Okay. Okay. There we go. It's alive again. Third time lucky for Sam, hopefully. So yeah, now we got to do our leak checks, fluid checks, oil checks, and then we've got to run another 500 miles on this, and then back to Unicorn we go. Yeah, so car's running. So I've got two faults, intake air leak and map sensor throttle body correlation. Because the map sensor is only here and the throttle body's here, it's very rare you've actually got a leak between that. It's usually a duff throttle body. So we've taken this off. I mean, it has been standing in the car for about 3 months. So it looks like this may have gone bad. So we've got another one anyway we're going to replace it with, and hopefully that should be the fault gone, and then we can get this car on the road and running. It's booked in now for the 16th of March over at Unicorn, so let's see how we get on. Well, here we go, all finished. I've just got to put his crap box R600, I hate him, plastic intake. Anyway, because this car's coming off the ramp on its own steam, we can put the cover back on. There we go, 500 miles to do. So here is the carnage. So you can see where the rods exited the block, both sides, nice hole on the back there as well. So yeah, so quite an impact. I mean, it snapped the balance shaft bolt. Sprocket actually runs the water pump where we found in the gearbox side. Yes, but anyway, you can see the cylinder bores. Bear in mind, this engine has only done 520 miles on this bore in this build. Well, if you look, I mean, we can see where the rod's twatted the bottom of the cylinder wall. But yeah, but it's not just that cylinder. I mean, this is really bad scoring. And it's not just... I mean, look at that. It's not just isolated to one cylinder. So the piston to oil tolerance has been wrong, basically. And obviously, when you start these engines up from cold, the piston, with it being alloy, heats up quicker than the steel wall. So piston to wall tolerance on these are really tight. You have to get it right. But yeah, that's obviously not helped our situation. I thought initially it snagged, but I think as someone commented, Bill from Badger 5 rightly commented that when they put this engine together, when it got called down to time it up, when they started it, they did have an oil pressure issue from the cam being fitted incorrectly. So as Bill rightly pointed out, the bearing damage was probably done then, and obviously when we've had it on the dyno, it's leaned on those bearings and they've just failed. Failed in a big way. So this was cylinder 2. I mean, look at the state of that. You can see how much heat it's had. This is the worst one. Obviously this is the piston that failed and come through the block. I mean, look at that. It takes some temperature to fold that. I mean, this is a forged rod. You can see as well where the piston twatted the cylinder head. You can just see the ringling there, way it warps down. But yeah, if you look at the skirts, I mean, it's just really bad. We actually did off camera check the gaps on the rings. They weren't too bad. They were 0.15. I mean, we usually gap our rings to 0.19 top, 0.22 bottom, but both of them were 0.15. So yeah, I'm not exactly gapped correctly for you know, the boost this was going to be running. I mean, that crank, look at it. Some fucking heat's done that. So yeah, one thing we noted as well, obviously when the rods come out here, it's shocked the water pump, and you can just see, I mean, it might look like a good water pump this to anyone, or thermostat should I say, but if you look, where is it, hairline crack, I mean, you can just see the crack there. It's taking a big twatting, but the weirdest thing is how this didn't leak water on the dyno. I mean, you can just see it flexing there. Because yeah, it was, I mean, obviously oil was everywhere, but we had no coolant anywhere. Anyway, and this is his oil pump. So we obviously, with a lot of engines with oil pressure, one of the first things you look at really is the oil pump. However, these are quite a primitive pump. They're a two-stage pump. This one seems to be in working order. There's no resistance. Obviously his pickup took a smashing from the damage when this thing flew around the bloody sump. Look at that, it's fucking unbelievable, isn't it, the heat that's gone into that. But yeah, I mean, generally we can usually feel them because there's two gears inside here that obviously pump the oil, and when something's not right, you usually get a bit of resistance or like clunking. Well, that seems to be fine, so I wouldn't have thought that would have been the issue. I mean, as I said, initially they had oil pressure issues when they put this engine together, but we put our cylinder head on it, replaced the cams. We didn't have an oil pressure issue at all from that point, so we were none the wiser really. But yeah, sorry Sam, absolute carnage. So obviously this block is scrap now, this crank is scrap, you won't want to put that back in, would you? But yeah, absolute carnage. So here we go, we are ready to hit the road. So yeah, third time lucky. We just put fluid in, wash fluid, needs a good clean, but yeah, nice and warm, no faults on the ECU, dash is all nice and clean. So yeah, we just need to do our miles on it now. Yeah, Sam will be happy, so I'm going to take this home tonight, start putting some miles on it, and give it a good wash, because it does need a bit of loving with bird shit and that everywhere. But yeah, Sam will be happy. We're happy with it anyway. As we said, it's been ticking over for a good 10 minutes now. And if we have a look in our fault codes in the engine, 0 faults. So touch wood, this should be the final time he has his engine tinkered with. Now technically doesn't need a day's tuning per se, because when it let go we were actually mapping low boost. So there's two maps on this at the moment, high boost, low boost. High boost made 600 horsepower, but we're going to go back and see if we can push that a little bit more. Now we put our engine in and done a few little other tweaks as well to push for more power. It has got a DQ 500 box, so I want to see what torque we can get out of this, because as always with the V5, when they're tuning the V5, it's a fight between power, brake horsepower and torque, and getting the right balance. A lot of them were on DQ 250s, and obviously we don't want to push the torque on that, but this is a 500, so we should be able to get 565, 70 foot-pounds, maybe more, but we'll see. Anyway, next video will be at the dyno, so fingers crossed, wish us luck. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got loads of stuff coming on, so the next video, well, after this one on the dyno anyway, we've got Chris's pistons. So we've got his pistons, the block is in the machine shop at the moment with the pistons. We've got his crank. Chris is sending up some fresh injectors. I propose we put the new revision injectors on this, since it was an injector that let go. We'll send his 1100s off to Artec to get checked, and then yeah, we can wheel this in and we can get this bad boy on the road. So yeah, those of you new to the channel and don't know, this is the Cooper that was on Calvin's car diary. It's four-wheel drive converted, DQ 500 converted with a massive Garrett turbo. We'll see that more on the video coming up with that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Visit from my old car, which when I finished it, I have one last little touch to do on it, but a guy came and bought it and took it off me straight away. So if you'll be so kind as to just hold this.
You're making me feel bad, you can hold. I don't think I can sell it now. Dude, if I had the money, I'd just buy a ship box and just drive that.
There we go. Waited a while to do that. Oh well, he's selling it now.